Good morning, everyone. This is Hasina, Assistant Professor of MCA Department in Annamachari University. Today, I am going to brief discussion about the big data. So, before going to big data, what is data? And basically, basically, in nowadays, data production is increasing rapidly in every era. On the traditional systems, normal systems should be produced in the industries, financial industries, or many number of organizations should producing a lack of data, and these it has a huge amount. These are not handled by a traditional systems. That's why big data analytics helps to analyze these types of large data sets. It's used in almost in the every industry. So first we are going to know the what is data. Data is a collection of facts and information. It can be as a numbers or a text or images, videos, many other formats. Data is generated from many number of computers, mobile sensors, or many number of social medias or the organizations, industries. Many purpose data should be uh, generated, and data becomes more valuable when analyzed. So, because of there is a huge amount of data should be produced. That's why the analyzing purpose of the data is somewhat typical for the understanding the normal peoples. So, what is big data? So, big data is a extremely large and complex data sets. Here we have the what are the data we consider. It have the huge amount. It can't be processed using traditional databases because it have a huge amount. There is no supportive tools for the normal traditional databases, and it generated from social media, IoTs, in online transactions, many formats, including the structured and unstructured data. So structured data is nothing but here we have the many specific formatives of data should be included. So structured is one of the type of big data, and by structured data, we mean that it can be processed, stored, retrieved, and fixed in a format. But where you have to go for the unstructured data, it will be referred to the data that lacks of any specific form or structure, whatever. This makes it very difficult and time consuming to process and analyzing the unstructured data. And what are the types of data? So here are three types of data we have. Those are structured data, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Structured data is easily deployed in relational database or a tables or in the rows and columns. It will be in a tables formats or in the databases formats like SQL based. So these type of data should be in a structure formative. Whenever you have to go for the semi-structure, it's a third type of big data because it have the considerations of both mix up with the structured as well as the unstructured data formats, like it have the considerations of tables formats or the a structure formative, I mean understandable format, and also have the social media data or sensors data or video graphics, image formats. All these should be considered in a semi-structure. Wherever you have to go for the unstructured, data can't be structured because it can't be displayed in a rows or columns or in a specific understandable format. It will be in a text format or in a graphical format or in a videos, images. or audio formats, it should be considered in a unstructured formats. So here we have the basic five characteristics of big data. So first one is volume, velocity, variety, veracity, and value. So value is it's a volume is a large amounts of data it handles. Because of big data itself considering as a huge amount of data, and those huge amount of sets we have to consider in this volume. And then velocity, speed of the generations, how much of data should be accessing in a how much speed it will be in a random accessing or in maybe specific accessing any other else, but how much data should be generated in a which type of speed, and the variety of data. So different data formats like image formats, video formats, or text or tables formats, anything else. And then veracity, how much data should be accurately presented. Here we have the large numbers of or a volume of data we have. On that, how accurate data should be provided on that. And last one is the value. Uh, we have the some volumes of data. How much perfect information should be provided on that data? So it's a value of data. And next one is what is analytics. First, what is big data analytics? Big data analytics are the process of analyzing large data sets, which will be find out the patterns, trends, and the relationships. It helps the decision making, and also it uses the advanced tools and technologies. So what are the types of analytics as descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics? So descriptive analytics, how it should be deals what happened in the past. Already data should be provided, generated on that. So how it should be generated? It should be in the form of a descriptive. And diagnostic analytics means deals with why did it happen in the past. Already um, generated data is there. So how it should be generated? It should be deals with the diagnostic and predictive analytics. In this, data deals with what will happen in the future. Already generated data should be there, and then how it should be happened also it should be analyzed. In that, in this predictive, how these stats should be responsible or effective for the future trends. And prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics are how can we make it happen. So already generated data, how we have to provide it in a specific, understandable, as well as the how data should be provided for the future trends. It's a prescriptive analytics. So, what is the architecture? Coming to the architecture of big data analytics, here we have the five parts as data sources, storage, processing, and analysis and visualization. First, we have the data sources. So many sources we have to formats as databases or social media or in the some organizations data. All are the data sources. We have to getting the data. After that, we have to analyze these uh, generated data or we have taken the data. So first we have to analyze how we have to uh, implement into these analytic tools. After that, processing the data. So what how we have to process our data is we have to first summarize these data. Like we have the 10, for example, we have take the 10 pages of data. On that, we have the only useful data is only one page. On that one page only we have to uh, uses for the next predictive manner. So these one page data should be processed, and all these data should be stored in a some database as a analytic database. After the storage of the data, we have to taken that one page data into a some visualized purpose. Like any analytic tools we have taken, it should be visualized formats for a best representation purpose. And coming to the sources, what are the big data sources are? Legacy documents, media, cloud, web, IoT, databases, social network profiles, social influencers, data warehouse appliances, network, and many other formats of data sources should be formed. And coming to the storage technologies. So these are the main storage technologies of big data. Hadoop distributed file system as a HDFS and cloud storage, NoSQL databases, data warehouses. So all are data storage technologies. Also MongoDB, R language, Spark, Hang, Kafka, Cassandra, Hadoop, Pesto. So even all are the big data storage technologies. And what are the tools should be processed for the storage data? Already storage data is there. How what are the tools to process is Hadoop, Spark, Hive, HBase, Kafka. These are the tools for processing our data. And what are the programming languages are the programming languages are Python, Java, Scala, R, and SQL, and Julia. These are the programming languages used in the big data analytics. And where we have to apply these analytic tools as building and constructions, political decisions, health welfare, tax evidence, natural disasters, insurances, agriculture, electricity, unemployment, all these are the fields to apply in the big data analytics. And what are the best advantages of big data as is easier to identify the potential risks because it will be risk-free because big data is a I mean secured analytic tool. That's way whenever we have to use these data in any other, no, it's a risk friendly, and also it increase the productivity because of the social media or any other sources we have to take in. A huge amount of data is automatically provided. That's why the big data analytics users also increased. And why it should be most used in means it will be available in a low cost, and it will be having the better decision making also, and it have the big data driven innovation because it have the many number of tools for the big data analytics. That's why it have the data driven innovation, and it have the most common market strategic knowledge. That's why big data analytics are most commonly used. And the futures of big data analytics as uh, it will be integrated with the AI and machine learning it more specific sophisticated purpose, and it will be near real-time analytics. Smart cities and automation is more uh, demandly used, and it will be growing demand for data analytic also because of the lack of analytic engineers. It will be more sophisticated. And coming to the conclusion, big data analytics is the most important today because the most generic, a huge amount of data should be provided, generated. That's why it will be used in a more sophisticated manner, and it helps the organizations to take the smart decisions, and it will improve the efficiency and growth of the organizations as well as the industries, and it Its futures depends on data-driven technology. Thank you.